We're going to break down this critical interference call in an MLB playoff game and discuss the key differences for enforcing this play in a high school game. And we'll give you the specific rules to nail this call in your game.
Maybe he got knocked down a little better than that, but the fall forces now the umpire to get that ruling.
Hey everyone, Patrick Farber here from Umpire Classroom in Georgia High School Baseball Umpire Development, here to help you improve your skills as an umpire of amateur baseball. If you find this video helpful, be sure to comment with more video ideas, and you can find additional resources and links in the video description. Let's get started.
He's been getting great swings, and he swings and misses. Pierzynski gets hit. Down to second goes Pence, and Pierzynski ends up seated at the plate. Bruce Bochy's going to go out and argue. Watch the swing come through and knock the...
It hit him.
Yeah.
He started to look for it. Now the fall. Now the fall. AJ knows the rules. Now don't get me wrong. Maybe he got knocked down a little better than that. But the fall forces now the umpire to get that ruling.
So let's start with our review. First, this is a correct call for an MLB baseball game. The relevant rule for this play is actually a comment on Rule 6.03A3. The comment on this rule specifically labels this contact in this play as contact, quote, on the backswing. And it specifically notes that this is not interference. You commonly hear this referred to as backswing interference, but by rule, it's simply enforced as a dead ball strike, and the runners go back to their base at the time of the pitch. So in the play in this video, this happens with 2 strikes on the count. So in this video, the play counts as strike 3, and the runner that stole on the play is returned back to first. If there had been less than 2 strikes, then the batter's not going to be out. The batter simply gets another strike added to the count, and the runner is returned from second to first. Now let's talk about the high school rule. First, let's go ahead and define the contact in the play. Under NFHS rules, this is not backswing interference. High school rules define backswing interference as contact made with the catcher before the pitch. This is a very different definition compared to OBR. So the correct term for this play in NFHS rules would actually be follow-through interference. They define this as when a bat hits the catcher after having swung at a pitch and goes all the way around, hindering the catcher's ability to make a play at the plate or to make a play on a runner at any other base. Now, here's the biggest difference between the OBR rule and the NFHS rule. OBR specifically labels that this is not interference. However, high school specifically does note that this is interference. And thus, because of that, in a high school game, we are going to enforce a penalty with outs associated with it. You can find this penalty in Rule 7, Section 3, which covers illegal actions by the batter. Then Article 5 specifically covers interference with the catcher, and Paragraph C specifically addresses follow-through interference. Now that rule goes on to define the penalty for this play. In this example, where there were 2 strikes on the batter is going to be out for strike 3, but because of the interference, the runner is also going to be out for the interference of his teammate. If the play happens with less than 2 strikes, then the batter is going to be out for interference, but the runner is simply going to be returned from second to first. Thanks for watching this video. If you found it helpful, be sure to give it a like and share it with other umpires. You can find links to similar plays and other resources below in the video description. And if you have any comments or suggestions for new videos, be sure to message me on Twitter @PatrickFarber.